Alright, I'm gonna do a warm-up, so long jumper. I make sure I get my audio set up. So what I'm gonna do is a live warm-up. This is me actually going out. I'm gonna put my mic on real quick so you can see me talk live and show you. Should do this before, I'm thinking. With a long jump warm-up, there's a couple different things I can do. I can get this long or lengthy warm-up, or I can do something a little more quick, simple, a little faster, get that heartbeat going a lot faster. It kind of depends on what I'm doing for the day. So I will show you kind of a more abbreviated version, and this is going to be pretty simplified, but I just want to really get in there. And so let's see. I have better audio now. Okay, so this should be better audio now. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a roller. So I'm gonna take one of these and I'm gonna roll out. I'm gonna roll out the fascia. Actually already did this, so I won't do this too long, but I'm just gonna kind of hit my quads, inside, middle, outside, hit those IT bands, and I go underneath, and I kind of go out, middle, in, out, middle, in. I get my calves, hit the front. Again, I would do this a little bit more, but I've already done this. And I hit both these, and I tend to hit my back. What's up? I'm on live right now on YouTube. Yeah. So then I'm going to start my joint mobilization, which is head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Is like the way I think of it. But basically, I'm gonna just start getting mobility. Just try to get some fluid in the joints. So I'm gonna go head, shoulder work. I'm gonna get upper thoracic, some rotations. Get my hips, then get my knees, and then get my ankles. I like to say the head, shoulders, knees, and toes warm up because it's a lot easier. So I'll show you this. So I start with head rolls. I go like 5 one way, 5 the other. I'm not trying to go to where I'm not trying to like really push on it. I'm just trying to get mobility in it, nice and easy. So I go 5 one way, 5 the other typically, nice and easy. Then I get my arms out, a little P90X. So I take my thumbs, call them hitchhikers, right? Put my thumbs straight out, and then I do shoulder rotations. When I do these, the whole time I'm trying to always keep it in the rear plane back here. I don't want to be doing it out here where it's out in the front plane. I want to be back here. So thumbs pointed forward and I'm going forward. I like to do these for 20 or so, but usually when I'm doing this, this whole joint mobilization portion, if I'm out there with my athletes, this is where I'm describing what the workout's happening. They're doing this portion because they're not really moving. We're talking, hey, what'd you do this weekend? We're having fun. And we're, because we're not moving around, right? And I can still talk while doing this versus some of the other portions. If I start breathing heavy, it's kind of hard to talk and then explain stuff, right? So I like to do this, and sometimes I'll do it till it burns. Then I'm gonna flip, rotate backwards, and same thing. So when you first start doing it, it's kind of a little hard. I like to also get some mobility in my neck while I do this. And then after you're doing it for a little bit, then I'll say, okay, really start to squeeze your shoulder blades and then move your scapulas, which are these big old wing bones back there, right? I say start moving it a little bit, get some mobility in it while doing this. So you're just doing the shoulders, and then you're kind of moving the shoulders with it. After we do that, then I'm gonna point my fingers down, get some big rotations. All right, it should start to feel real nice. Then we're gonna do some trunk twists. So I'm gonna get my arms out at 90 degrees. Okay, now there's 2 ways to do this. One, if I do this, you can see that my shoulders kind of rotate forward. I wanna actually like rotate it back and then down. And then make sure my ribs aren't flaring out. I'm gonna tuck my ribs in. And then I'm just gonna lock my glutes My feet are gonna be parallel, legs straight, so if you can see my legs, I don't wanna have my legs kind of out and out like this. Lock it, and then I'm just gonna rotate, and I'm gonna think about taking my elbow and punching backwards. I'm gonna punch backwards with my elbow to where I like feel like almost a little pinch right here where my scapula kind of wraps around the back. So lock my glutes so that my hips do not turn. I'm just gonna push back. Notice that I'm not going way back here. Lock my glutes, I'm just going right here. Nice and easy. So lock my glutes, just turning. So we hit some of these. Okay, we do some hip mobility. So same thing. I'm gonna have my hands on my hips, same length, and I'm gonna rotate. Hips. You can go both ways. You can do this as much as you want. Just for the sake of this live, I'm not gonna do this too much. Okay, so we do this, big old hip rotations, okay? Then feet together, knees together. Hands on my knees, and I'm just gonna move around. I'm gonna do 8 to 10 one way, 8 to 10 the other. If I've got like a little patellotendinitis, jumper's knee, then I'm gonna do this a lot more. I'm gonna do this like 20 one way, 20 the other. Kind of depends. And I'll just do a couple one way, a couple the other. All right, so head, shoulders, knees, and toes, kind of the concept. Then I'm gonna take my ankles, stand on one leg, and I'm gonna do some ankle rotations. So I have a couple different like series that I do with this. The first is we just do your ankle on one leg, and we'll just rotate with a straight leg out in front of us. So we'll do 15 to 20 one direction, 15 to 20 the other. I never want to do really less than that. I don't want to do 10 one way, 10 the other. It's just not enough. So 15 one way, 15 the other, okay? Okay, then I'll switch legs. The other thing I can do is my ABCs, right? So I'm gonna take my foot and I'm gonna actually try to A, B, C. And this is a good thing to do with a big group, is I'll have one person be the caller. I'll say, okay, we're gonna do our ABCs. Joey, you're the caller. So Joey will say A, and everybody will do the A, B, and they all kind of go through it. So it kind of like mixes it up so it's not so the same thing every time. So I'm gonna rotate. Another thing I'm doing is I'm making sure that I'm not twisting my knee like this, right? I don't want to turn or internally rotate or externally rotate or move anything in the hips or the knee. I want to keep the knee locked and rotate. And as you get better at this, it's doing a couple different things, right? It's also working on your glute med, helping work on that stability so that you're not falling all over the place, right? If you can lock that hip and get better at balancing, then you can be stiff like a statue, right? Also, as you kind of get older, or as I kind of get later in the season, we'll also start moving around a little bit. So we'll rotate. So we're kind of working on our mind to body connection. So it's not just out in front of us. We'll maybe move out to the side. We'll do one day, maybe we're just out to the side. Maybe we'll do it backwards. We'll mix it up. So that's joint mobilization, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Okay, so right now we're at about 9 minutes of time. Typically I like to keep this under 5, but when me talking, it takes a little bit longer. Typically this takes about 5 minutes. So while I'm doing this, I'm describing my workout, what we're gonna do for the day, asking people what they did over the weekend, or what'd you do yesterday, how's your grades, getting to talk to people, kids can cut up, or if I'm just out here doing this by myself, it's time for me to just be reflective. Hey, what am I gonna focus on today? Where's my mind at? What do I wanna make sure that I really strive towards, etc., etc. Then after this, I do something to get my heart rate up. So typically your heart's not beating too fast on this. It's not super intense, right? You're just trying to get mobility. Then after this, we're gonna get our heart rate up. Then we're gonna come back down, get our heart rate down. then we're gonna bring it back up. So we're gonna basically go 4 different cycles, down, up, down, up. So joint mobilization, step 1. Step 2 is gonna be a lap on mobility. So I'm gonna do a lap, a full lap around the track. And when I do a lap, I'm doing a series of movements that is gonna get my body active. It's kind of getting myself the warmed up part, right? Then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do some kind of dynamic flexibility. So this would be some fire hydrant extensions. This will be on my back, doing iron crosses. This is doing swimming, etc. Then I'm gonna some kind of core workout. Then I'm gonna get up and start my speed drills. So this is our sprint drills. So this would be A skips, B skips, toe taps, etc. Stuff like that. Then after that, it'll be anything that needs to be specific. So if it's a jumping day and we want to work on like a certain like power skips, or if it's when we work on continuous takeoffs or something, we'll kind of do that right at the end. Then we'll take a quick break and then we'll get into whatever the workout actually is. So I'm going to do the full thing with you. So I'm going to do this. This is kind of like a selfie stick. I'm going to turn this around, just bear with me. Okay, just bear with me. I'm going to make this into a selfie stick. Hopefully I'm still recording. Just a sec, bear with me. I'm going to get it. I'm just turning this around. There we go. All right, turn it in. Hopefully this is still recording me. So I'm going to zoom out just a little bit more. All right. Alright, so now I'm going to do a lap of mobility. So for my lap of mobility, I'm going to go all the way around the track. It's a little weird because I'm holding a selfie stick on this, but first thing I'm going to do is typically walk backwards. From here, I'm literally just going to walk backwards when I'm doing this, focusing on extending my leg backwards so I get a nice stretch down my quad, all the way down, up through all my hip flexors, and up into my torso. So I'm taking these big steps, and I'm making sure my heel touches the ground after each one. So I'm toe to heel transition when I'm stepping back. So I do these walking backwards, not going super fast, big old steps. Okay, when I go from here, I go straight into skipping backwards. Usually I throw in some arm swings with these, right? Some up and downs, some cross bodies. So skipping backwards. Depending on where we are in season, we'll go some high skips, where I'm bringing my knees up, or low skips, just like I'm doing now. And then I go into a high heel backwards run. So I'm not just doing this, which my legs are just skipping low. I come up high, heel up to my butt, as I come backwards. I'm gonna push out, heel up to my butt, push out. Then I'll turn around, and I'll do a little bit of a forward skip, which are called freestyle skips. So I'm just going to skip sideways, rotate around, skip, do some arm swings in, side skips, kind of like a high heel skip. Whatever I want, freestyle. Do this for about 50 meters. Then I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna start a lunge, twist, extend, drive. So I'm gonna set this little camera up. You can see. I don't know how crazy this is gonna look. It's gonna look like this. So, I am going to explode. When I get in push off that back leg, explode forward, and come right back down. Boom, 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 boom. And I am trying to explode as fast as I can out of this. Boom. Okay, so I hit those. I like to hit 10, depending on how much I want my legs to be warmed up. I'll do a little bit more, a little bit less. So I'll hit those. Sometimes I go by distance. Sometimes I'll go by number. Maybe I'll do it for 50 meters, or maybe I'll do 10, get into it. Then I'll throw in some side flies. Maybe I should have thrown this up while I got it posted up too. It's kind of cool. It's like a selfie stick that also is a... So side flies is doing a side skip. Your hands are coming up. Right? So I'll say, okay, side flies. We'll do side flies for 30 meters. So boom, boom, always like these. You hit them both directions, side flies. Okay, and then I'm going to come out of that. See if I can't fix my selfie stick thing. Somehow locked it. There we go. So now I should be coming around. By this time I should be on this back curve, which I am now. Now that I'm on the back curve, I can do some kind of maybe wide outs, or out circles, in circles. So I'm bringing my leg out while I'm walking, out, out. I'm bringing outward to inward, and then inward to outward. So in to out. The way to do the in to outs is I'm going to step on the line, on the line, on the line, on the line. So you can see it like this better. On the line, out, and then ins are boom. Okay, I'll do that for a little bit, and then I always finish with freestyle skips. So finish with freestyle skips, skipping sideways, hit some circles, backward skips. Give them the freedom to just skip. You can go fast, you can go slow, go big, go low, whatever they want. Do some freestyle skips, big arms, low arms. Just jump this out. This will take forever. Okay. Then, so full lap. Typically that's 3 minutes. Yeah, about 3 to 4 minutes, depending on how many. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with that. So, I've got a whole series of different things we do. Still recording. Okay, we're still recording. Alright, so we did dynamic mode. We started off with generalization, then we did lap mobility. Now we'll do something with dynamic flexibility. Use a little bit. So, these are miniature from the ground. Okay. So with these, stomach. And also, I'm probably going to do this more. I'm going to do like 20 or so. 10 total, 20 so. Sometimes I can pause and hold. I feel like a really good stretch. On the inside, my chest is tight. Here. And do some down dog, some pedals. I do it on the muscle. Right? I'm going to do the rest of dynamic flexibilities we can do. So, this up a little bit. So you got joint mobilization, which is the head, shoulders, and toes. Lateral mobility. Come over here and do dynamic flexibility. And then I go into sprint drills. So sprint drills, these are things that get my weight back up. And these do a couple different things. One, it helps you get warmed up, get your muscles firing. Two, it helps your body mentally prepare for positions that you're going to be doing during warm-up. So, if I'm going to be working on high velocity sprinting during a max velocity sprint workout, so I'm going to be doing a lot of top end speed, which means I'm going to be doing a lot of high heel, quick, short movements, vertical movements, contacting the ground more in a vertical plane, my torso is going to be more upright. The drills I'm going to be wanting to do are maybe a lot of quick steps. I'm going to be wanting to do A steps, not just focusing on the up, I'm going to focus on the down stride. Right? If I'm doing B skips, I don't want to just casually come down. I want to be focused on that quick strike down. I want to focus on making sure my toes are up, not down. I don't want to be striking the ground here. I don't want to be going, I want to have my toe up, striking behind me, propel myself forward. So, whatever it is. So, here's a typical little progression you can do. Make sure this is, you see where my barriers are. There to there. It'll be 20 to 30 meters walk back, or it'll be 20 to 30 meters if there's a lot of people. 20 to 30 meters, wait till everybody gets, turn around and go back the same way. The same drill, or rotate, depends on how much time you have and what you're trying to do. For this, for the sake of this, I'm just going to walk back. I'll do 20 to 30 meters walk back. Get the 20 to 30 meters. Cues. So tight here. So bring this foot real tight in. Tall. I'm going to be up here. Okay. So it kind of depends on what you're doing. Here. Let's say baby A's. Baby A's are just right here. Okay. Baby A's versus full A's.
give you 3 options. I'm not a big stick artist. So the B skips, you C skips, it could be, or it could be. Any of the 3. It's up to them. I just want to see my hip opening up. So they could even, if they want, if they put it through, let me know. Yeah, these are hip openers. Trying to get my feet straight, touching it quick. Okay? I want the legs straight, shuffling down, and make sure I keep that nice dorsal flex position with straight leg bound. Speed, it's about power. Straight leg shuffle, under bound, and the split. So okay, 60 meters. Shuffle, bound, and the split. Stuff like that, we can switch legs. Ankle turnovers, shin turnovers, knee turnovers. I always like to remind everybody about going through a butt kick to hind knee progression. My knees are going to be on the same plane. So here. Calf smashers are neutral. So I'm coming in, my knees on the plane, it's not down. It's a neutral position like this. Is that 90? Okay. And then my knees is we're in this diamond. Buckets. Smashers. Knees. Right? And I love doing progression. We go 60 meters, 40 meters. And I'll say, I need progressions. And then the butt kicks, straight into calf smashers, straight into knees. Then we'll finish with something skipping mobility, or cycles or something. And then we always have some build-ups. And depending on what we're doing, will depend on build-up. So if we're on some kind of high capacity will have a little bit longer to build up. So real slow build up to say 95%. But at this distance, what we'll do on the field, on the grass, with some acceleration day, we'll have a shorter build up period. And I'll say, okay, I want your first 3 or 4 steps to be the same identical push out as what you're going to hit on the runway. But then just don't continue accelerating quite as fast. Have a little bit longer acceleration. So we do all kinds of mixed ups. It's not really long build up, we have shorter build ups. We vary up, but I always have build ups before we start. And I like to do anywhere from 2 to 6, depending on the day. I typically would never do less than 2 build ups before we start. I think that's pretty much it. This is a first live here on this Jumpers University channel. I have all kind of lives on the Jumper Junction channel, but I'm gonna try to get out here and do some more lives. Make sure you check out. I've got all these different series on how to do long jump, all the different drills. Make sure to check those out. These lives, I don't know how the quality is going to be, so it's a hit and miss. I'll do videos on all this workout, warm-ups. Eventually I'll get to those. If they're not already on the channel, make sure to search by different posts and see that there. And have a good one.